In lieu of white-owned publications trying to discredit hip-hop's credibility by consistently posting and pushing forward the narrative that hip-hop hasn't had any top 40 hits since 1990, when these same white-owned publications are the same ones pushing forward whatever label-owned bullshit and caricatures of what hip-hop is, just filling their own pockets and, let's be honest, doing the same thing that white-owned publications have been doing to black art forms since the dawn of fucking time. But let's talk about writing with intention. And considering the fact I'm an artist myself, my name is Rogerio, and I have lived and breathed hip-hop since I was a very young child, and it has meant the entire world to me since a kid. So I figured that it would only be right to not only break down some of the literary devices that some of my favorite artists use that have inspired me and have inspired me not only as an artist but in my real life, and seeing how much genuine art and passion is put into each song, I figured it would only be right to start maybe this series with a song of my own, utilizing the same devices that I've gotten from my favorite artists. So the song I'm breaking down in this part of the series is called Back and the Forth, and it's featuring Westside Boogie of Shady Records.
When will we stop on the back and the forth? When it comes to my words, no, I'm packing the forth.
First off, Westside Boogie taught me so many literary devices and ways that I could go about writing my music, as far as being emotionally transparent but still saying some of the dopest fucking bars I could possibly even think of. First off, the beat is done by Nico Beats. Shout out to Nico Beats. Well, I'm more so specifically going to focus of the first verse that I rap.
So it's when will we stop on the back and the logic and reason, we'll argue, we work on emotion. No bobbing and weaving, the comments she throwing, she bright like the diamond with diamond zirconium. Push on the podium, coulda me on. How with the sodium, throwing the soul. Arguing frequent, I loving the toe. Wearing me down when I'm up in New York.
The first verse is from the perspective of when I was in said back and forth relationship. And the third verse is from the perspective of outside of the relationship. So when you go into, say, the content of the verse, you notice I'm pointing a lot of fingers. It's a lot of she talk. It's a lot of not taking any responsibility for my own actions in the relationship that I'm talking about in the song. Both parties are trying to be heard by the other person, but emotions and stubbornness kind of gets in the way, and it creates a barrier between both of them, although they love each other, not really being able to see the other side when their emotions are at this high state. If we break down kind of my delivery in the first verse, you'll notice that my delivery is very monotone, it's very tired, it's very wary. It almost sounds like I just fucking woke up from sleep, and that's very intentional. So, because even if you notice on the third verse, when I'm going back and forth with Westside Boogie, I have a lot more energy. It's not like very high intense energy, but it's definitely a lot more energy than the first verse, and that's because I wanted to really highlight how tired and stressed out I was in the midst of all this back and forth.
No bobbing and weaving, the comments she throwing, she bright like the diamond. With fucking, we fighting, we playing both dirty. How the fuck we cut it up clean and so purely?
Now, so if we go into the rhyme schemes of the verse and the way that I chose to pick the flow of this, I really genuinely wanted it to sound like I'm bobbing and weaving, much like the first line of this song. So in the first 8 bars, it goes, fuck logic and reason, when argue we work on emotion.
No bobbing and weaving, the comments she throwing, she bright like the diamond
with diamond zirconium. If you notice, I'm going kind of back and forth with the rhymes. If you notice above, all of the words that are highlighted with the same color all rhyme with each other. The way that these rhymes would be connecting with each other would really make that bobbing and weaving feeling. Rhymes like zirconium or podium or sodium, these are all very pretty much exact rhymes, but when you go into, say, the part of throwing the salt, loving the talk, wearing me down when I'm up in New York. New York does not rhyme with salt or talk, but when I say it in the almost like cartoonish style of a New York accent, you hear New York. So these are kind of a great way to create rhymes as an artist and as a rapper, is kind of finding those slant rhymes, or the way that you may pronounce it may find ways to connect certain syllables that you wouldn't necessarily be able to if you said it just kind of straightforward like New York. So in terms of imagery and metaphors that I'm using, this is me equating her comments that she makes full of disdain as if that I would physically have to bob and weave to not get hit or take an impact. Now with those same verbal jabs, I use the usage of wordplay when I say high with the sodium, throwing the salt. The term throwing the salt being extra petty, going back to throwing these comments full of disdain. So you also see the usage of similes with the phrase bright like the diamond when diamonds zirconium. Zirconium diamonds are not real diamonds. So basically what I'm saying is, yeah, she is bright, she is intelligent, but what she's saying is not rooted in any sort of truth. Playing into that kind of "it was all you" character in the first verse, opposed to the third verse where I'm taking responsibility for my own actions. So if you guys want me to break down any other hip-hop song, intention was behind the artist or say the literary devices that they use, definitely let me know in the comment section below.
When will we stop all the back and the forth? When it comes to my words, no, I'm packing the force. I'm lacking a love when we having a war.